Now, when it comes to video games, we know that for the past several years, we've had this like infiltration in the gaming community where these people are there that care way more about the agenda than they do about the actual games. And they don't want certain things to be told if you're not respecting this or that in their minds. We're seeing that again with two games very specifically. One of them is this one, This Land Is My Land, and the other one is 6 Days in Fallujah. They are being attacked wholeheartedly by the woke versions of whether it be gaming journalists, gaming so-called fans, all of these people. They're trying to attack these games and get them deplatformed because they don't like them. That is the bottom line. And you would think that if you don't like something, then maybe you just wouldn't play it. But no, they go the extra mile to be like, this game, this cannot exist. This is not right. We've seen this for the past several weeks when it comes to 6 Days in Fallujah. Fear-mongering petition to ban 6 Days in Fallujah because it will, quote, breed a new generation of mass shooters promoted by mainstream video games industry. And in this case, there is a petition going around to try to tell people that they want the game canceled. Try to tell the developers, you need to stop this game. You shouldn't publish it. It's terrible. And the crazy part is it's being promoted by these big-time people in the video game industry. The petition began to circulate on social media, due in part to heavy endorsement and promotion from members of the mainstream video game industry. Created on March 24th by Hala Alselman and addressed to various governmental bodies, including the UN and Joe Biden, the sensationalist and fear-mongering petition claims that 6 Days in Fallujah not only, quote, promotes the mass murder of Iraqis by American invaders, but also normalizes the bombing, shooting, and humiliation of the Iraqi people. Keep in mind, they failed to mention that many Iraqi civilians were interviewed and like their stories are told and they're taken into consideration in this game. Of course, you don't want to say that. You don't mention that. You just want to show your narrative. Victura and Highwire Games just announced the 2020 release a horrific game called 6 Days in Fallujah that promotes the mass murder of Iraqis by American invaders. Not the case. Not the case in any way, shape, or form. In an attempt to prove the validity of his own existence, the petition then cites a particular hyperbolic excerpt from an article in the demo of the game written by a bitch for Kotaku, which describes how the demo ends with the player busting into a room where a family of 4 hides in a corner, hoping to not get murdered. Of course, like, if you've ever played a war game before, any game, and you're in a civilian conflict anywhere, like you see that. You go around the corner and you might have an enemy. You might have a random civilian. That was in the last Call of Duty game. No one bitched about that. But these people, it is about this narrative. Such supporters of the petition include Osama Dorias, a WB Games Montreal lead game designer working on Gotham Knights. This dude is trying to cancel. Lead game designers from all over the industry are trying to cancel a video game because they're trying to, they're trying to write this narrative about it. Keanu Rabun, the game and narrative designer for Square Enix Marvel Avengers, asserted not all games deserve to be made. And again, retweets it. Chad Armstrong, a Respawn Entertainment designer working on Apex Legends, stated it was frustrating, disappointing that all the settings and themes they could have chosen or created, they went with war criminals have feelings too. And prominent voice actress Jennifer Hale said the same thing. That is insane, right? That all these people in the gaming industry are coming out like that. And it is not just that. It's now about this new game, not new game. It's been in early access for 2 years, but now people are just starting to get outraged about it. This Land Is My Land developers harassed by critical race theorists over game's Native American inspired content. To the surprise of no one, a number of critical race theorists have taken issue with the upcoming Native American-inspired video game, This Land Is My Land, harassing the devs with accusations of racism and calling for a boycott of the title. An open-world survival game set in 19th century American frontier, This Land Is My Land sees players taking the role of Native American chieftain who, facing the impending threat of encroaching European settlers, takes up arms and fights to reclaim the land of their people. I watched some gameplay of this. It sounds dope as fuck, to be honest with you. I'm going to buy this game. 1, because it looks kind of cool. It's early access. And 2, because all these people are freaking out about it and let me know about this game. explicitly noting that This Land Is My Land is not a simulation game. On the game's official FAQ page, Russia-based game developer Game Labs clarified the game, quote, unfolds at a specific place that represents a time when Native Americans were cornered into making a tough choice of assimilating with foreign civilization or perish into history. Our goal is to provide you with a Native American experience unlike any other from a different perspective on the typical frontier game. The enemy will learn, adapt, and adjust their tactics from actions you make and keep each playthrough dynamic and unique. They will remember and predict player actions and continually pose a threat to taking back your lands. It's the kind of experience we're delivering to you with This Land Is Your Land. They also say why they chose to take inspiration. We will always try to bring unique perspectives in the games we create. This Land Is My Land fills the lack of Native American perspective, allowing you to become a fearless Native American warrior. They talk about how they reached out to several people when they did this game, that although there's no Native Americans on their staff because they're a fucking Russian game developer, that they did a lot of research. They reached out to a lot of different people to hear their thoughts on this. But that is not enough for these people. Boost this, please. Do not buy This Land Is My Land. The devs are extremely racist, and there are no indigenous people on the team. Oh my God. All these fucking people on Discord arguing about shit. And of course, that was not the only person. This person, Shauna Baker, don't know who she is, Twitch streamer, whatever. Dear Twitch streamers and gamers, please do not play, stream, or support this game. They couldn't even hire a single native person for this. It's a fucking Russian developer. How many Native Americans do you think are in fucking Russia? These people are insane. These are the people that want to control what you consume. These are the people that want to control what games are published and what games are not. Fuck them. They instead decided to appropriate our culture while making up native tribes and saying it's okay because they, quote, researched us. Also, they just decided an hour ago that native women existed. You can't make this shit up. Again, this game is in early access, which means that the game is still being built, as like you are playing it. So they're taking feedback from fans. They don't add in everything right at once. You have to slowly work up and build up this game. So yeah, now they're adding in a female character. It's not good enough that they listened to people and added female characters. They should have had it from the beginning. Cancel the game. That's what this has become. The games industry has been infested with these fucking losers, these fucking influencers, these games journalists that just want to fucking control the entire narrative. And I think everybody's had enough. We got to continue to call this shit out when we see it. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.